bottom knee, and scooting, fishing, pulling, heel on the mat, pulling my hips through it. This leg's holding his leg there. Okay, so now one thing I like to do from here, right, one of the most important things in consideration for transitions is this hand that's jamming elbow. If I'm not getting this pin, this hand is transitioning to a tight raise. Belly out. And now I got this tight waist ride. And I let it go too. Ref's gonna give me my points. Turn this way. Ref's giving me my points because I don't have a hold anymore. Right back to this wrist. Or I grab this wrist, he grabs this other wrist, go right back to it. Right, but I have this deep tight waist on his far hip. Or I could just go over the top and I'm back. I'm getting another set of back points. Here I like to grab my own thigh. Right, like a gut wrench kind of, right? I grab my own thigh and it's like a seatbelt. 1, 2, and get your back points. Right, then from here, your belly's out. Now I'm up 8-0, or 11-0. 3 plus 2 sets of 4s. Easy money. Big math guy. Right, so I think one of the biggest things, especially, and this is stuff I'm showing college guys too, right? So the sooner that you guys can pick up this concept of transitioning out of rides and not just looking for one turn, I think it's really important. Even if I don't get that second turn, right? Or even if I don't get any points, right? You roll through him, he's bigger when he gets out, like full transition. I'm in a good ride where he's got to make a decision now. Right, so back a little bit. So there's spectrums, right? There's spectrums where on this side, where you get all the points, you go from turn to turn to turn, get the tank off the mat. And there's the other side of the spectrum where you do all the moves, but you get no back points because the guy's really wiggling. Either way, look at the time in between is going to be a lot. You might shoot 30, 40, 50, 60, a whole minute off the clock. But either way, it's a ride. That guy's working, panicking to get off his back. It's wear and tear. Right? So, and this is also a couple of open matches. So one thing with, one concept to consider, this is nothing for your athletes really to comprehend as much as you guys to tell your athletes, is that the more dangerous you are on top, the less guys want to go underneath, right? So if you guys get a chance to watch my semifinals against Gilman, he picked neutral, and I was never known for being a dangerous combat. But that season that I committed to riding made him pick neutral, right? So having that in your back pocket is really important. So if you create a habit of threatening people, you know, they can pick neutral for you. That's a free point that usually we pick down and get that free point. It's awesome if guys pick neutral. Because for me, that's where I wanted to be anyway. You know? So again, I'm driving, crashing, whatever side he picks, I'm always feeding. He goes this hand, I'm always feeding. Once I get it, elbow in, I'm rolling. Bottom knee up. He bellies out, I'm going tight waist. Comes back up. Again, if he starts to come up, that's when I start knocking elbows down. Or grabbing wrist. And again, I'm behind his hips. Got my back points, and now I can go right to the next one. Now we're back. So, start on your belly. So now that we got that covered, again, it's so funny that I'm kind of going to the positions that Coach William was talking about. So flat on his belly is another good way to score, because all I need to do is wait for him to mess up. So my job is just to apply pressure. And one thing that Valeni was talking about, and one tip from me on bottom if you're wrestling a top guy, is not to have your hands inside your elbows. So if you're on bottom and you're looking to work up, always think hands outside your elbows while sealing off too. So even if you're sealed off, you don't want to be hands inside. That's what I'm grabbing. So when you're sealing off, hands outside your bodies. Even when you're on your belly, hands gotta be outside your body. If you start reaching, that's when the 2-on-1 stuff happening. So I'm out here, right? I'm sealing off, I'm keeping my hands out here. They're inside here, that's when you're getting cross wrist, pulling on your back. So hands always outside the body as you're working. So again, offensively, if I'm in here, I'm looking for him to make the mistake, or come across, right? Stay underneath the elbows from here. He looks to work up, go ahead. As he does so, I'm grabbing. Or I'm knocking out here. Still riding up. sinking tight waist even deeper. Now I have this leverage. Turn this way. One more time. Yep, now I have this leverage. So it starts to build up. So I knock this hand out. Now I have this tight waist deep. Now I jam. And now I can go chill. I can go over the top and drive like a trap on gut. Right? Some people just go short half here. Same thing. I drive this back knee and look to pull them all the way through. Pull side, start getting my back points. Or look to switch hands, grab wrist. Back points or wrist. And I pull it back up, and look where we're at again. Right to this hip. So if I'm not scoring with that short half, I got cross wrist again. 1, 2, tight waist, he bellies out. I'm back underneath, looking to get him flat. Right, he has really good habits. Their brace habits are really good. He's not going to his belly. But for me to continue to wrestle this, I gotta continue to work on doing the little things like this. Build up. Little things like that. All right, and one mistake too is I don't wanna, when I am chopping over the top, when I build up, I don't wanna pull it on top. Look where my hips are. Look where his hips are. This is bad. He goes to crab, he's out. All right? Not fun, correct? So one thing to think about when you are chopping over the top is not, instead of pulling yourself on top, I want to think drive and then get out of the way and readjust. Look how deep this tight waist got. Look where my hips are. Way better position to drive and squish as opposed to trying to pull him on top. Right? I'm not doing anything here. I'm helping him out. So instead of doing this, I'd rather bump it out and stay parallel to his body, chest on his back. I can still sink this tight, so I'm doing this action. I'm bumping out and sinking this. I'm not trying to bump and pull him on top of me. I'm always thinking about adjusting this tight waist. So I bump, adjust. Look where my body is, bump, adjust. Again, I got these short arms, so I have to move my body a lot. I move my body on this side, so I have more length to give on this tight waist. Okay, so on this side here. There's this bump. I have my body on this side, so I have more to give. I have more to give, so it's tight waist. Now I have some support. So I'm bumping, reaching. Bump. Sometimes I gotta move my body. You're driving it like a trap walk. 1, 2. Right, and then another transition from here. I'm already getting excited, getting to it. Is after I'm tight waist here and I get all my points, so sets it back. I drive and I chop. One thing I start to do, right, knee above the thigh. Once I turn his hips and say I get a set of backs, as he bellies down, I look to throw bottom leg in. Right, so I'm here, I get my backs 1, 2, bottom leg comes up. He bellies out. I get back up on top. Knee goes wide immediately. Figure 4, hips are in. Knee has to go wide. My knees are in, bring your butt up. Now look where my hips are at. He pulled me underneath. No bueno, that's not good. So, off of that tilt, right? All this act, like it all runs together. Cross wrist tilt, turn, get a couple turns. And the most important thing is transitioning out of your turns to either a tight waist or this bottom leg, throwing this bottom leg. Again, here, this bottom leg comes up. As he rolls, this leg comes between the bodies and goes knee wide. This way. Right here. As it goes wide, I go figure 4. And then now I can go above the body. So whenever you have a leg in, you want to be above his shoulders because for him to get out of this, he's got to crawl forward. Right? Come back. So from here, after I figure 4, the knees wide, hips in, I go above the arms. Now this is locked in, my hips are in. And now I take this and I hop it over. Open them hips up. Right? So one of the only times you can come over the top is these are like ice picks, right? Because he needs to crawl forward to get out of this. Now that I got him wedged in here, right? Like when I say grab his fingers, all that action is really good. But now that I'm here, he can't crawl forward and get out. You're in it for the long haul here. College, you're getting riding time. High school, you're wearing the guy out. but I have to keep my knee wide, hips in. And I have to, from here, if I want to score, I move my foot from here to the other side of his leg. So it means I can come up on my toes, hands in the mat, and I gotta hop this over. From here, you know, a lazy way to do it, lock your hands, pull them straight back. You can score there. What I like to do is I take this figure 4, and I try and, the knee that's wide, that same foot, I try and get as close to his nuts as I can, and put my stake in the ground. Right here. So, and my back knee comes up to his armpit. I can hang out here now. He doesn't have much option. All my weight is back. My elbow's in front of him, he can't crawl forward. So now from here, I can sit back, and I can work tight waist. Now I can come here, I can pick him up, pull him back. Other leg comes in. Back, 1, 2, right, all that kind of stuff. But the transition from there is figure 4, ice picks, right, I'm wearing them out, I'm ready to score. I hop on this foot, right, hand comes to the mat, hop on this foot, hop it over. Again, I can come straight back here, that's fine. But if I want to be in a dominant position, this same leg, I have to release the figure 4. Once I do that back leg that's on the other side, jams up to his armpit. And this other foot in the ground, knee to the ceiling, and I can sit back here now. I'm opening his hips up to score. I can run bar this side, I can run half. Or you can just straight, like Merkel, hike him up to your chest. Get your back points, 1, 2. And as I do this, that knee that was in the armpit, now that it's through, I pull it through. Legs in. Scissor in the body. Half, whatever it may be. He goes belly out. I keep both legs in. Now we're in our leg ride. All day. Right here. All this kind of stuff. Whatever you want to do, you can get really nasty in there. Any questions from there so far?